Hello, Internet. It's Lee and Susan on the Geeks Assembled Audio Heads podcast. Aren't you
Yeah.
glad? Aren't you glad you're listening to us, watching us on YouTube? Aren't you glad? I'm glad for you. Actually, it's very exciting times. These ones are. Um, Today we're discussing a murder mystery, uh, written by P.D. James and it's an Dalgliesh story, and called "Cover Her Face." And yeah, it's quite interesting. It's got a lot of cool twists and turns, and I'd just like to find out, uh, because it's got a little bit of this annoying piece of narration. Maybe Lee doesn't think it's very good, but I'll just let him speak his own mind. Go ahead, Lee. What's your opening thoughts on this?
Well, I'll start by saying, because this is a BBC radio audio drama we've
It
listened
is an
to
audio drama with a full cast.
with a full cast. To start with, I got introduced to PD James way back in the early 80s. PD James is Phyllis Dorothy James, Baroness James of Holland Park.
Is that part of London?
The what?
Is that part of London, Holland Park?
It most probably is. It's
Yeah,
just
I think it is.
But yeah, I got introduced to her writing not through her books, but through the TV back in 1983,
Oh,
when the ITV in the UK started producing P.D. James, Adam Dalgliesh murder mysteries, and
that's really cool.
Adam Dalgliesh in the TV series back then was played by Roy Marsden. He played that character all the way through till about 1998 in about 14 different stories. I think Martin Shaw took over a couple of stories in the 2000s, and just lately, in the past year or so, another broadcasting company has decided to remake the old ones again with a different actor playing Dalgliesh. So they're just remaking the stories what have done before. So I don't know, see the point in that. But yeah.
Yeah, I know I know what you think about people not being creative and doing something new, right?
Yeah. I think there's only two P.D. James, Adam Dalgliesh novels which haven't been made into a drama series as yet.
You mean a television drama, right?
Television drama, yeah. So I'll look forward to them if they happen. But I've always loved the Adam Dalgliesh murder mysteries, because they used to produce them as like a 6-part, 50-minute episodes, but six parts weekly. So you had to wait till next week to see the next episode.
This one was a bit. It felt a bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. This radio drama is only four episodes, and it's 30 minutes each episode.
Yeah.
So
a bit.
I don't know whether. I'm not an expert, but I don't know whether the TV drama stretched things out and added things or took things out, or maybe the audio drama has. I don't know really. But yeah, I do say I do like P.D. James's murder. She's no longer with us, but she also wrote The Children of Men. If you've seen that movie as well, with Clive Owen and Michael Caine, that's a brilliant movie. Check that one out. But going back to this audio drama, I enjoyed it. I do like a good murder mystery. You can see, because this book was published in 1962, so, and it was based in the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
This audio drama, so you do get the feel of a bit of an Agatha Christie feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
But what murder mystery doesn't have an Agatha Christie feel anyway? She's
No.
got her claws in all murder mystery things
And,
nowadays.
and everybody who writes anybody who writes mysteries is liable to have read all of Agatha Christie's works in order to, begin their game plan for their own works. So she influences like everything.
That's true. You take from the best, and I suppose P.D. James took from the best from the Queen of Crime, but P.D. James did become known as the Queen of Crime as well.
That's true.
So I like this one. It was quaint,
Yeah.
not slow.
Nope.
It was paced rather well. Great cast in this. Sean Phillips, Hugh Grant.
Yep.
What's his name? Played Dalgliesh.
Robin Ellis.
Robin Ellis. I mean, people will know Robin Ellis from the original TV series, not the remake, but the original TV series of Paul Dark. He appeared in that in the lead role back in the late 70s or early 80s or whatever it was. Cool. But he's doing a damn good job of playing Adam Dalgliesh in this, and his voice for me is so similar to Roy Marsden's when he played Adam Dalgliesh on the TV. When I was listening to this, I was just picturing Roy Marsden's face.
Oh, nice.
I just, but yeah, it's twists and turns, as you said. A host of characters, which that's what you have to have for a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. You mentioned the narration. I don't know why the narration was there, to be honest, because you do find with BBC radio drama that they always, I don't know why, if they feel safer by putting a bit of narration in all these dramas. I don't know why. Just
it is strange.
It is strange. I mean, most BBC radio dramas I've listened to, they have a bit of narration here, a bit of narration there, and I'm thinking, well, just do a full radio drama without any narration.
Right.
I mean, Big Finish manage it.
Yep.
And all the other audio productions manage it, but when it comes to BBC, they just can't seem to just let go, and they have to keep holding on to that narration for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
But it didn't take away the enjoyment of the story for me. The murder of Sally Jupp, was it Sally Jupp?
Yeah, Sally Jupp.
Sally Jupp, yeah, found strangled in a bedroom with a locked door.
A locked door.
And that's when Dalgliesh is brought in to investigate.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's my opening thoughts. Yeah, it's a good little listen. It passes 2 hours really quickly. So once you get into it, you get to know the characters. You're thinking, what's going on? Who is it? Who's done it? And by the end of the twist at the end, you might have seen it coming, or you might not. Right. So back over to you.
All right. Well, all I have to say is, first of all, I've never heard. Maybe it's British, but I've never heard of that kind of sleeping medicine. Second thing is, why would you Dr. Coco? Oh my gosh, how horrible is that? That's just a terrible thing to do. Anyway, the story is it's really interesting. It's very intricate. There are some times when Dalgliesh corners like a whole group of people, or corners people one-on-one, and so I like the difference between that. I mean, you can't help but think of Agatha Christie when he corners all the people in the in a room and start hammering away at them. But the really interesting things were when Dalgliesh was all by himself and one on one with somebody, and he has to learn a little bit about that person, and he has to learn, he has to pick up a couple clues from that person, and so yeah, I think he did a really good job. And Robin Ellis, I don't actually personally recollect whatever he's been in, but yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And if you say that he sounded like the guy who played him on TV, that's just brilliant. I think that the story had a really good pace to me. It was incredibly interesting, and let's see oh I thought that the setting was really sort of quaint, kind of. It was very village-esque. It was like something set out in the countryside, and it was also, it seemed like it was set around the 50s or something, the 1950s, like right after the war, like because people were still talking about the war, and then the the attitudes were from that. But that was, I mean, it was really, really, there were lots of twists and turns, when they were trying to figure out how, whether or not they used a lock, that a special lock for the door, or whether or not the person went out through the window or something like that. I mean, they did a lot of he did a lot of detecting and stuff like that from that perspective, and then his confrontation with what's his name? Let me see. With Felix and uh uh was it James? Anyway, like that confrontation was really good, and dragging the fact that these people were practically married and stuff. And I just really enjoyed it, and I think I'm going to find more of these P.D. James mysteries, because I actually like it a lot. It's got a different kind of feel. Alex was telling me that they are really that Dalgliesh was that they've really done a lot of remakes of these, or a lot of they've done a lot of P.D. James stuff for broadcast and for movies and stuff, and so that's really fun. And so yeah, I'd enjoy watching that some more. So what's your favorite moments, or other things that you enjoyed about it?
Well, if people know the character Adam Dalgliesh, he's Inspector Dalgliesh. He is a different kind of policeman, because he's gentle. He reads poetry.
Yeah, and he writes.
He writes poetry, and
Right.
but it doesn't really sort of go into that in this drama. Um,
No, but when you read the liner note on it, uh, you can see that he writes poetry.
oh yeah, for me, it was the way it was written and adapted for radio. Really well done. Um, and you say the twists and turns of, the locked room. How can someone kill her, but the door's locked from the inside? Did they go out the window, or things like that? A lot of people know the truth, but they're hiding sort of facts. And then you get the character. You learn the character of Sally Jubb.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a schemer, a liar.
Yeah.
And everybody sort of says as the drama goes along, she got what she deserved, which I don't agree with because she's left a baby motherless.
Yeah, the baby.
Yeah, blackmailing the uncle, leading is it Stephen on when he proposed to her.
Right.
When you find out that her husband from where is it, America, turns up.
Yeah, the fact that that Stephen was, Stephen thought they were almost married. I mean, that's what I was talking about. Like he was really all in for her, even though she was sort of a nightmare.
She was, yeah. I mean, she was such a nightmare that Martha the cook was putting sleeping tablets in her cocoa just to keep her out of the way, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get the twist at the end. I mean, spoilers. I don't know. It's not spoilers, is it? Really? The book's been 1962. This is 1993 adaptation. You all of a sudden you learn that the mother of the household was the one who did it.
Yeah.
Which played great, by Shan Phillips, great Welsh actress. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I mean, we usually do sci-fi or horror, but it did make a little bit of change to do a bit of murder mystery. So yeah, a good listen. So
yeah, it's Mrs. Maxey was played really well by Sean Phillips, and that was the woman that killed the lady. And let's see, the other things that were really cool were that group confrontation where he went and he revealed everybody's secret motives. And nobody liked her. Nobody could stand her for a long period. So that was really interesting. The whole group confrontation. Shall we call it a Christie confrontation?
Yeah. It's usually Poirot that gathers them in the living room and
yes, or Miss Marple. But anyway, like that, like it was great. It was really and it was really interesting that she was like wandering through her moment.
Yeah, to have the mother doing the narration every now and again.
Yeah.
And you find out at the end she's the murderer. Is an old Agatha Christie thing, because Agatha Christie did that in I can't remember which book it was, but the narration it's a Poirot one, but the narration is told by someone else in the story, and at the end of it,
you find out
the narrator is the murderer. Yeah.
Yep.
Still attached.
I don't know if that could be. I think that might be the the murder of Roger Ackroyd. I can't remember, but yeah, I love all this sort of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this one,
Mm.
and so I'm probably more 100, like really way newer to this genre than you are, and but I'm gonna do a lot more.
Well, if you want to see it visually, I think they're on YouTube, the TV series.
Oh, good.
Um, and I would start, if I was you, I would start with the first episode from 1983. It was a six-parter called "Death of an Expert Witness."
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's got some familiar faces in there, but you'll know the actual players Adam Dalgliesh as soon as you see him. So,
Oh, good.
but I'd check it. I would check them out on YouTube, but I would
Well,
start with Death of an Witness.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
there's my recommendation for you.
and it was you know, sort of because it was pacing, so it was paced so good, you know,
Mm.
2 hours just felt like it flew by, and I could tell that like the book was probably something that was more like 6 hours or 7 hours long. But when you dramatize something, you take out a lot of the extra exposition and the details, and so I just enjoyed though the way that they produce this in terms of you know the way that they made the house feel, the mansion feel, and the way that they made the countryside feel, and the way that they made um especially like the whole baby thing. I was just that was so sweet. Oh my gosh, and so heartbreaking, for a kid.
Yeah,
And 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 I mean, like, you don't get many newborns in a or young, very young babies in murder mysteries anymore, like, at all. So like that was really interesting. Anyway, yeah. So what else? Like, anything else, Lee?
um, no, I, I like that you said this was set in the 50s. When you get round to watching the things on YouTube,
Yeah.
um, they are updated. Well, updated. They were set in the 80s,
Okay.
so it was all modern. So well, we could say modern stuff. It's nearly 40 odd years ago. Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
um, so yeah, they changed that. So they took away the 50s feel, but I don't mind the 50s feel in this audio.
No, no,
I
neither do
think
I. It's good.
that's where you get the Christie vibe from because all of Christie's stuff was set in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So you get that. But PG James, she was a brilliant writer.
Yep.
Um, she also did, I think she did, was it An Unsuitable Job for a Woman? That was a good one as well.
Oh well.
That was a female lead. I can't remember the character's name. It'll come to me at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, and as I say, she did that a movie, Children of Men. You want to check that out as well.
Okay. I
But
will.
yeah, I enjoyed this. It was a great 2 hours spent just listening to the ins and outs and the twists and turns.
And you have these on some DVDs, and
The DVD to cover her face.
oh, cool.
Got the Adam Dalgliesh Chronicles. So I've got every single one.
Oh,
It was
cool.
uh, yeah. On TV this was 6 parts. You say on the radio it's only 4. So
So it just goes a lot faster.
yep.
So what's your score then for this?
Uh, I enjoyed it. I do love a good murder mystery. Dalgleish is one of the best out there.
Uh-huh.
Um, not maybe he's not that well known in other parts of the world, but in the UK he is up there with Poirot, Holmes, Morse, and stuff like that. So
Nice.
for me, great acting, great 2 hours well spent for me. So it gets a 10. Gets a 10 cups of cocoa out of 10.
Fun. Well, since this is my first time listening, I'll defer to the experts over there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I've had an opportunity to listen to a lot of things that I was unfamiliar with Lee, things that he was very familiar with. And I got to tell you, it's actually really an enjoyable mix. And so yeah, I'll give this nine sleeping tablets to go in the cocoa out of 10, or 9 bottles of sleeping tablets, because like they couldn't find it anywhere. Anyway, that was pretty funny. Yeah, and I'd encourage you to all give it a listen. It's on if the television program is on YouTube, then by all means scope that out, and yeah, and we will be we'll probably do some more of these at some point. I think that it's Dalgliesh is a really good detective, inspector, or inspector detective, but I don't know. Anyway, he's great, and
He becomes a commander, I think, in later.
oh, okay.
So yeah, he gets promoted.
A good inspector. Anyway, so yeah, that's us. That's our little review. And don't take your dog without a leash. Dog leash. I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I will suggest that you join us. By all means, contact Lee. Tell him that you need to be part of this, and that you
need this in your life.
Yeah. Camera, microphone, device, over 18, have Zoom, will travel, be interested in listening to anything and everything, or watching everything and anything. And yeah, those are the stipulations. And then but as you go from listening to this, just please do subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification button. Let me see.
Just sling it at the wall, it might make a noise.
Yeah, so hit the bell notification, because we do put out two or three things a week. Last week we did 3, this week we're doing 2. And also, by all means, comment below. What do you remember about P.D. James, and what do you remember about Cover Her Face? And another thing is, are you a P.D. James fan? And so can we quote you on this? I'm just kidding. Please please do not kill people with cocoa, and do not eventually strangle them, because that's also bad.
That's just bad.
That's just bad juju. Anyway, yeah, and thank you for watching. Join us on social media. I think I said that. No, I never did. Social media, we go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and because of YouTube, we're here. Because you are here, we are here. We are here because you are here. And you are here because we are here. Right.
And we're here because we're not allowed out.
Oh my gosh.
We can't.
Don't tell them.
We can't find the key to the door.
Don't tell them. Anyway, yeah. So thanks for watching. Have a great one, and we'll be seeing you in a fortnight. Okay. Have a great one. Bye bye.